Today, we're going to be covering all the news in Fortnite's 20.3 update, the third official update of Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2 on this week's edition of Island News. Now, to start it off, we've got the major thing at hand, the Star Wars crossover. As you guys all saw in that trailer, there is a ton of new stuff, and a lot of stuff that is returned from the old Star Wars event. Now, the first thing on this list is, of course, lightsabers. Lightsabers are now back in the game and can be obtained from chests and floor loot spawns. Literally anywhere you go, you can find these things. Now, as I have explored around the island, my observation is that these things are actually pretty hard to come by. The lightsabers can be annoying to find because their spawn rate isn't actually that high. Now, there are 4 different types of lightsabers in the game currently. There is the Mace Windu lightsaber, the purple one. There's the Kylo Ren lightsaber, the red one. There is the Luke Skywalker one, the blue one. And then there is the new lightsaber, Obi-Wan's lightsaber, the blue one. And this brings us perfectly into the second point, that Obi-Wan is having a crossover with Fortnite. Now, for those who don't know, the Obi-Wan show on Disney Plus is set to release on May 27th. So as a good precursor to that, Fortnite is having the crossover. And not only do we have this new Obi-Wan lightsaber in game, we are also going to be getting an Obi-Wan skin as teased at the end of that initial trailer for this event. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel and the item shop for when that actually releases. Now, the next thing on this list for the Star Wars crossover is the E11 Blaster Rifle. Now, technically, this gun has been in game before, and it was actually wielded by the Mandalorian. It's just that he never actually dropped it. Back in the Chapter 2 Season 1 crossover, we had the First Order Blaster Rifle, but now it has been replaced by the E11. Again, this thing is just like the lightsabers, except instead of only being able to get it from floor loot and chest spawns, you can also buy this one from the stormtroopers that are located across the map at their outposts. There are 3 main locations as displayed by one of the quests, which actually brings us perfectly into our next point. There are 5 Star Wars quests that you can complete in-game right now for XP, and also the Empire banner, which I don't really know if anyone cares about banners nowadays, but honestly, it looks pretty cool, and if you want to just collect everything in Fortnite, then this is a really good thing to get, and it'll give you some XP. So these are the Star Wars quests on screen. Those are all of them. I'm not going to have a guide because most of them are kind of self-explanatory. I'm not going to lie with you. But basically, that is everything to do with the Star Wars crossover. Now, alongside that, there is the Star Destroyer in the sky. It's a little bit difficult to see in-game because of the storm and how it covers the sky with, like, the clouds and stuff. But basically, this thing is there. The Star Wars crossover will be here for about 2 weeks, and once it's gone, then that Star Destroyer will leave, notifying us that this stuff is no longer in-game. Alongside that, of course, all these Star Wars weapons will get vaulted. The stormtroopers will presumably leave the map, and it will be like they never showed up at all. So that is everything about the new Star Wars crossover in Fortnite's 20.30 update. Let's actually move on to our next section, the skins. Now, in the skins section, we got 4 major things. Now, the first one is, of course, Star Wars skins are going to be returning. I probably could have thrown this in under the Star Wars section, but hey, it works nevertheless. Now, throughout the following days, we're going to be getting every single Star Wars skin added back into the item store. So that includes Finn, Rey, Boba Fett, the bounty hunter guys. So there's a ton of stuff there. I'm not going to read out all those names, but you can see all of them on screen right now throughout the next few days. Those will be rotating back into the item store. So if you're looking for anything in specific, just go ahead and check it out in your item shop and you'll be able to get that exact skin. Now, the second thing is one that I'm super excited for. This is the Omega Knight skin. Now, Omega Knight is going to be getting released into Fortnite very, very soon. This skin is a reskin of the Chapter 1 Season 4 Omega, which was the Tier 100 skin. Now, for those who don't know, you had to get to level 80 in Chapter 1 Season 4, which, by the way, was way harder to do than it is nowadays. Basically, it was a much different system that required a lot more grinding, and I only ever got to level 79, so I missed out on the fully maxed out version. But now, for those of us OGs, and even if you weren't an OG, if you don't have the skin, you can now actually get this version of it, which in my personal opinion looks way better. Now, alongside this bundle in the item store, you will actually get V-Bucks and challenges to complete in order to upgrade this skin to a golden level, and then also unlock all of its pickaxes. This thing will presumably cost around 20 in real life dollars because of how cool it actually looks. So just be prepared. This is going to hit your credit card a little bit, it, but honestly, I think it might be worth it. It does look very, very cool. For the next thing on the skins list, we actually have the final member of the 7. I didn't think they were just going to randomly drop this in the item store, but apparently they are. Now, this person is called The Order, which is very funny because the other one of the twins is the Imagined. So, literally, the 2 twins in the 7 are called the Imagined The Order. Think about that from a lore perspective for a second. It's kind of funny. Now, this skin will be, again, released in the item store at an undetermined date, but this one will probably be released relatively soon, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. Now, our final thing under the skins category is that last night, Fortnite actually leaked the Wanda skin. Now, for those who don't know, the Multiverse of Madness movie is coming out in about 3 days for Doctor Strange, so of course, we're going to be getting a Wanda skin to go along with that because she's going to be playing a major role in the movie, so be looking forward to the Wanda skin in the item store again sometime in the few coming days. But I would imagine that the Star Wars skins are going to steal the spotlight for the next like 2 weeks unless Wanda does actually drop within that time period, which to be totally honest, I'm kind of expecting her to because I would imagine she's going to come out right around when the movie releases. So that is everything in the skins section. Now let's move on to our third topic at hand, and this is balance changes. We got a lot of these this week. Shotguns have been entirely reworked. There is not a single shotgun in the game, excluding the Dragon's Breath shotgun, but I don't even count that as a shotgun, that deals 200 damage to the head anymore. So that literally means that none of the pump shotguns will be able to one-pump people anymore. I don't know how to feel about this. I honestly think that it's kind of removing a staple thing about Fortnite. Everybody knows getting one pumped, which is literally just getting 200 to the head. That can't happen anymore. The legendary pump shotgun will only do 185 damage to the head now, as all shotgun's headshot modifier has been reduced by a lot. So there is no more one pump headshots, and then there is also a lot of more random changes. So basically all shotguns can no longer deal 200 to the head, like I just said. But alongside that, there have been some changes to specific shotguns. The Striker Pump and Auto shotguns have increased headshot and body damage now. So basically, they've just gotten a flat buff to their damage. And the Ranger Shotgun and Auto Shotgun have increased headshot damage modifiers. So I believe they used to be at 1.25 times damage when they hit a headshot. Now they're at 1.5 times damage. Alongside that, the Drum Shotgun range has now been lowered, so you cannot shoot people from as far away with it. These are all really interesting changes, and I'm honestly excited to see what the community thinks about these, because it will make some shotguns deal less damage, but it also make others deal a lot more. But there's no more one pumps in the game. Let me know what you guys think about these changes in the comment section, because I could honestly see this going either way. Now, that is everything that we have under our balance changes section. Again, let me know what you guys think of that in the comments, because that is some major changes. But for the final section, we just have some smaller things, and specifically, it's some gameplay and some map changes, and these are just kind of things that didn't really fit into any other category, but are now live on the map that you can go ahead and check out. Now, for the first one, we have the Choppa funding boards. Now, as you guys can see on the screen right here, the funding boards have actually been added into the game, and now at separate locations across the map, you now have the ability to try and fund a Choppa to unlock it in-game. This is exactly like how it worked with the Armored Battle Bus, where we just need to reach 100% on one of these, and once we do, it will be permanently unlocked at that location. Now, the final thing is that we do have the Battle for Tilted now going on live. Basically, the 7 are now trying to retake Tilted Towers from the IO. This is one of the major battles, and I believe it's going to be one of the biggest before the, Covert Canyon battle. And at the end of this battle, I'm not going to spoil it, but I think Tilted Towers is going to get blown up. So I'm just going to say that right now. That is going to be for a future Island news update. But for this one, we have a few more things before this is actually done. And the third thing under this category is Peely crashing a bus that he was trying to drive. Now, this is actually related in with the lore of how Peely is trying to learn how to drive right now, so it's just kind of cool. There's a little bit of an Easter egg where you can now find a crashed bus right outside of Coney Crossroads, where Peely actually crashed this thing. So it's a little bit funny there, and they are incorporating the lore into that little spot. Now, the next thing is actually kind of major. Doctor Strange is now an NPC on the map. If you actually go over to the Daily Bugle and you go to the bottom left-hand corner, you'll now find Doctor Strange over there. He doesn't really sell that much. He doesn't really do that much,
all he does is say, "We're in the endgame now." That's kind of his tagline, and I'm guessing that that's somehow related to the lore and the war that is currently going on between the 7 and the IO. We'll find out very, very soon, but for now, just know that he is in-game, and that's hinting a little bit more at the Wanda skin that's going to be coming out very, very soon. Now, for our next thing, we have the Ukraine crates. Now, for those who have not been actually looking at anything over the past few months, there's currently a war going on in Ukraine, and basically everybody in the world is supporting Ukraine against Russia. And so, as a show of their help, Fortnite has not only donated $100 million to Ukraine, they're also stacking crates inside of their own game, Fortnite, and they are now on the map. You can find them over in the desert area, and as you guys can see, these are the flag colors of Ukraine, so just a really cool thing that Epic actually did to help raise more awareness for this issue. Now, for the final thing under gameplay and map changes, we have Klombo coming back soon. Now, for those who don't know, Klombo has actually been teased a bunch of different ways, but in this update, he did get a dance animation for when he eats a crown. So he is going to be coming back very, very soon. Stay tuned to the channel. Stay tuned to Island News for when he's actually going to be returning. Right now, we don't know the exact date. We just know that Epic is putting in some hard work to make sure that Klombo comes back better than ever and even more cute and even better. But that is the end of this section. Let's move on to our final section. Now, for this section, we have competitive changes. Now, for this one, there is actually something very major. In competitive, we will now have the ability to have better servers. I know this sounds crazy. Everybody has always been wanting better servers for competitive, but basically, Fortnite has done some things to optimize the way the servers work. They've removed some vehicles from the matches, and they're making it work a lot better, where it's a lot less laggy, and you're able to play your games without lagging all the time. Honestly, I don't play competitive Fortnite that much anymore, but it is still a really cool thing that Epic has added in, and just allows for a lot more convenience when you're actually playing in those competitive matches. But for now, that is everything that is new on the Fortnite Island in version 20.3. If you guys actually did enjoy this video and enjoyed this new type of content, I figured I'd try something more long form just to get it in there and have some fun with it. Let me know what you guys thought of it overall in the comments section down below. And honestly, I'll see if I'll do more of these in the future based on how this one does. But like I said, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like on it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.